We ended up getting affiliated with the bartenders. Giant bartenders ended up reaching out to us. I was taking about 7, 8, 10 supplements a day. Whey protein, tagging with creatine.
The pros and the cons of regular supplements compared to plant-based, like you said, vitamins and supplements.
هذا حد العالم هذا طالق هذا راسخ وإلى آخره.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh to all the RipRightHD disciples, YouTubers and viewers. Welcome back to a new video on RipRightHD. Today we got Mr. Velocity in the building, Harlem Prince. Salute, bro.
Salute.
Okay, bro. So we doing a little bit of bar history, Velocity. Tell us, how old are you?
I'm 30 years old. I'll be 31 in July.
Nice. Okay. And give us a little basic history of your calisthenic or working out history from the beginning till now.
So the beginning, it goes years back. I want to say about 2000, maybe 5. I was about 25, 24. Started calisthenics up in Rochester with Easy Work Fitness. Shout out to Lucky Lee Davis from Easy Work Fitness. You know, without him, I probably wouldn't even love calisthenics the way I did in the first place. As far as from that, Lucky introduced me to a whole bunch of fundamentals, a whole bunch of basics. Years down the road, as we put film out there, as we put highlights out there, we ended up getting affiliated with the bartenders. Giant bartenders ended up reaching out to us, which we ended up going to a day of movement, and probably went to about 3 day movements that Giant hosted, and he definitely opened our eyes to other more progressive movements. You know, a lot of movement on the bar. You know.
So not to cut you off. So before you started with bartenders, before you started with Easy Work,
yeah,
like, you know, I see you did football and things like that. At that period, did you do pull-ups, push-ups, dips, squats?
Nah. So basically, I lived half my life in Harlem, like going up to about 15, and then I did 15 years in Rochester. So it's basically a true split. I moved. I loved basketball, loved the things out here we used to do, manhunt, all that. But when I went upstate and my moms wanted to move upstate, I got into football in the 9th grade, and I had dreams of going to NFL. And everything was pretty much off me, genetics and plyometrics and lifting weights. I never did no basics of calisthenics. I didn't get into calisthenics until I met Lucky, and before then, we was promoting in clubs. So it's crazy how I transitioned from clubs to healthy lifestyle. It happened. I could only do maybe 5 pull-ups, and it was crazy because I was discouraged by the first day. Waited a week, went back, and I just never let my foot off the gas. And going down the road, like I said, we ended up affiliated with bartenders. After we was with bartenders, I got the privilege to get picked to do a Nike commercial shoot with John Bone Jones. I give all the praise to Giant for doing that, because that's something that opened my eyes to love calisthenics even more. So we was in the Miami Strip, did a lot of calisthenics. Nike was amazing as well. It was an eye opener, and so, you know, shout out to bartenders for that.
Okay, so once you got into calisthenics, the first team you joined was Easy Work Fitness.
Yep, Easy Work
Correct.
Fitness.
The CEO and founder is
Lucky.
Salute to Lucky. So from there, you're saying Easy Work Fitness teamed up with bartenders.
Exactly.
With Giant.
Exactly.
Okay. And how long were you with Easy Work and like the bartenders in that team?
I was with Easy Work. Easy Work gonna be till I die, because that was something that struck the calisthenic love in my heart. And you know what? And I'm always gonna have love for bartenders, everything. So, but we've been probably dealing. It was 2 years first Easy Work, and then the following 2-3 years with bartenders, and then we got away from that because, you know, ended up being problems, personal problems. But you know, I got away from everything. I'm not a person that choose sides. You know, I'm really about unity. So when you say unity or, you know, over competition, you know, this is my fun. This is my everything. I can't sit here and beef with the next dude or nothing like that. So I shout out to everybody. And then what made me stronger was when we got back from Bartender of the Day movement, it just basically was motivation. Got back, ended up working out with, it was me and Freeze, you know, shout out to Freeze, I know him as Bar Boy. 𝗥𝗜𝗣𝗦, we pushed each other for some years. And it was an amazing experience because we got to work in the gym all day, worked out with all our clients, and worked out all day. And it was strictly calisthenics. And we turned the calisthenics into hybrid, which our vocabulary was called immortals because we could lift weights and do sets and reps. It was just an amazing time in my life, and now I'm 30, I'm in my prime, you know what I mean? You know, it's Team Rip now, and that's how I'm feeling like this is the way. The rest of my life is the way. It's calisthenics, you know. I did bodybuilding for about 4 months. Okay.
So after separating from the bartender,
yeah.
So there was a time span in which you took a leave.
Yeah, I ended up, like, me and my wife ended up getting together, you know, and at the time she was my fiance, and it was just a lot of corruption in social media. So I took 4 years off just to work on my foundation because that's most important to me.
Working out. No working out.
I probably do push-up here and there, but quick pump. But I was literally laying down a foundation just with my wife and my kids, and that was most important to me. By then, Easy Work Fitness Team kind of dispersed because there was personal problems with big-time athletes and you know, from calisthenics and certain branches of our team that the family wasn't the same no more. You know what I mean? Like the originators, that's what made me love the team that I was on. And you know, it's love to everybody, but you know, I just got away from the game for 4 years. I came back, and then when I did come back, I went to bodybuilding because I don't know nobody that's on that type of time like calisthenics out here on that New York time. So I got into lifting weights. I did about 5 months of prep. Shout out to my bodybuilding coach, Ramsey, RFG. He opened my mind to a whole different level of nutrition, and you know, and I got so far, came to 5 shows. It just wasn't for me. You know what I mean? I went to we went to the MBXA competition in the Bronx, and you know, it opened my eyes. You know, when we first met, even though we always talked for a year already over the phone, when we first met, I was like, oh yeah, it's time to get back. But my body wasn't in the right state of mind. I had too much mass, too much muscle. I was a carnivore. I was taking about 7, 8, and 10 supplements a day. Whey protein, you know, tagging with creatine, you know, stuff like that. But don't get it twisted. Nutrition and bodybuilding is definitely a caliber that is hard to play with as well. The only thing is your tendons get tightened. You go on a pull-up bar, you're prone to get more injuries. And it gave me a reality check of what I wanted. So when I sat down and really realized what I wanted, you know, I realized maybe later down the road, bodybuilding, I could do a show. But right now, you know, it's calisthenics and living long and just, you know, spreading the knowledge of getting in shape and healing our people around us, especially the youth.
Yeah, salute that.
Thanks.
All right, so once you took the 4 years off and then you came back into social media,
yeah.
It was straight bodybuilding. You didn't work into calisthenics, you went straight into bodybuilding.
I went straight into strictly bodybuilding, weights, sets, routines, fasted training, fasted cardio. I did that for 5 months straight. If I did do pull-ups, it was after I did back and biceps, and it was nothing that I was focused on hypertrophy or I was focused on getting my reps up. It was all sculpture, being sculptured out. My body.
And how would you say, what was your body fat at that time?
Oh man, I reached probably nearly 5%. I was going into 4% just because the nutrition thing I was on. You know what I mean? You know, like a lot of Coach Rim had me on. You know what I mean? It was literally like I was in a caloric deficit, so it was like every morning I'm burning fat cardio. So
building muscle at the
building
same
muscle
time.
and shredding at the same time.
And this, you was on supplements heavy. So
Exactly.
what about now in your calisthenics, back in the calisthenics journey?
Back in my calisthenics journey, honestly, I'm vegan now. Plant-based, you want to call it, because I'm not the culture vegan, but I'm vegan now, and I do calisthenics, and it's kind of a humbling experience because your body kind of readapts. You know what I mean, to not being supplemental. Not and that's being like creatine and amino acids and spiking with monohydrate creatine, double up on my protein, fat burners, all that stuff like that. Now I'm strictly, if I do take a capsule, it's a vegan capsule, multivitamin, sea moss.
And what would you say the pros and the cons of regular supplements compared to plant-based, like you said, vitamins and supplements?
What I could say about that as far as supplements and then plant-based and getting your foods right from the sources is healthier. You know what I mean? Because end of the day, you won't notice nobody that's on everything in the world taking something and they look healthy, because at the end of the day, you still got to put in the work. If your genetics don't provide what you can do in the gym, you just don't have it. You know what I mean? So people that be on the next level taking this and that, you still got to put in the work. You still got to be on a mean nutrition plan, and that's what I'm kind of learning. I'm adapting to the vegan life. Can't go too much crazy on the carbs. My cardio got to still be up, so I'm kind of balancing. I'm becoming into this plant-based holistic life, and it's amazing because I feel amazing. Even when I was all that shredded and all that, I want to say I didn't feel 100% healthy. My energy levels wasn't right.
How was you would say your bowel movements from then until now? Was it a difference? Do you notice?
Oh yeah, for sure. Color. It's like
easiness.
Easy. I could go. It's like as soon as I'm programmed. As soon as I drink my black coffee or drink some tea or shot of sea moss, I'm out there in the morning getting it out. Also I learned different vegans. They got different vegan capsules that like enzymes and 𝐁𝗏𝗏𝗏. It just helps you flow easier. So the only thing is, like, I'm getting used to being thin and losing a lot of volume on my muscle, but it just got to get back on my reps and sets.
Got you. Okay, so you came out to the MBXA at that time.
Yeah.
And you heard the routine and you was like, yo, how you felt about the routine? Was you confident?
Yeah, I was confident because I done this before, but mentally and in my bringing that so much mass, how powerful I was there. It's just that down to my stamina on the bar and my hypertrophy, I ran out of gas fast, but there's no quitting me. You know what I mean? End of the day, I had the saying going, the train keep moving, it ain't gonna stop. You know what I mean? Even if sometimes we gotta hop off that train or just take a quick breath, I'm always willing to get stronger. But it was a humbling experience. So anybody that definitely think they comp ready and they can do full range of motion and they can have some type of construction cone in front of you and do a muscle up, and every time you hit that muscle up, every time you hit that cone, that muscle up don't count and you gotta reset. It's a humbling experience. But the culture, the energy, that's what keeps me going. Like what people got out here, all the teams, what they got out here, is something that a lot of places don't got. So especially being in New York, having the mecca of, to me, the calisthenics, I think we could do way more better.
Indeed, in the body, literal translation, is a lump of flesh, a piece of meat. إِذَا صَلَحَتْ صَلَحَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّهُ. And when that lump of flesh